Hey everyone, it's Kenton Becker, American Pacific Mortgage. I'm here again with another weekly video tip for you. Now this week's tip is another market update. We can call this maybe the summer market update. One of the questions that I've been getting quite a bit is, hey Kenton, with some of the inventory we're seeing, the interest rates going up, are we going to see a repeat of 2005, 2006, 2007, and most importantly like 2008, when we saw a big housing bubble pop? And I want to tell you that no, we're not going to see the same type of housing bubble pop, and probably not going to see a housing bubble pop at all. Now, it is true that we are seeing inventory levels go up. And actually, this is a really good thing. We're seeing inventory year over year actually increase. And this is the first time since 2019 that we've seen this. So this is a good thing. For all of you that have been saying, man, I would love to buy a home if there was just some inventory. Well, here you go. Now we're starting to see more inventory, which is great. So this is not a replay though of the housing bubble pop. And I'm going to give you 5 reasons and maybe a bonus reason as to why this is not a housing bubble. Reason number 1, we have no inventory. We have no inventory. This is a big difference between right now and what we experienced in 2007, 2008. In those years, we had a lot of inventory. It became an extreme buyer's market where there was so many homes listed for sale and so few buyers that buyers kind of were able to do whatever they wanted and get really good offers made. Sellers were extremely motivated in those years because they had so much competition. Right now, we don't have that. We have probably less than 1 month's inventory depending on the market you're looking in, and it would probably take us getting to maybe 6 or 7 months of inventory, or even 15% above that, just to get to a level that's close to what we had in those years of 2007 or 2008. And in fact, 4 to 6 months of housing inventory is what they consider a normal market. Keep in mind, we're at 1 month's inventory. So we could see a lot more inventory and still we wouldn't even touch the levels that we had during the housing bubble pop. Number 2 is we have great demographics. What I mean by this is the largest group of population right now is between the ages of 27 and 32. This is the largest group in that age category. Now, the average age that somebody purchases a home and goes from a renter to a home buyer is 34 years of age. So what this means is that we have a huge population group that is getting ready to become home buyers. Number 3, we have a large group of investors that have been holding out from the market to be able to buy a home to rent out as an investment property. Many investors have been sitting on the sidelines because they don't want to touch bidding wars and paying more for a house than really what it might be worth. As a result, they've been sitting and waiting. Now that they're seeing more inventory come on the market, that's going to lead more investors to start to jump into the market and maybe purchase homes for investment properties as a rental. Number 4 is that conditions of lending standards and practices are much tighter than they were in 2005, 6, and 7. Back in those years, you just had to breathe to be able to purchase a home. As long as you had a credit score, sometimes it didn't even matter what the score was, and many times you didn't even have to prove what your income was to be able to qualify for a home. So back then, you didn't even have to prove that you could afford that house payment to be able to get approved for that home. Today, it's totally different. Now you must show that you have the ability to repay that loan. So you're proving income, you're proving employment, you're proving assets. Yes, there are special programs available for down payment assistance and to help home buyers out. But that's very different from not having to prove that you can make the payment like we had back in 2005, 6, and 7. We do not have that type of lending today. And so those individuals who are buying homes, they can prove they can make that payment. Also, as a side bonus on that, is home equity is very large right now. Most home buyers have quite a bit of equity built into their home. So unlike 2005, 6, and 7, where people were overpaying for home values and really didn't have a lot of equity, when the market started to turn, now their home was actually underwater. We're not seeing that. There's so much equity built up into most homeowners' homes that even if the market were to go down a few percentage points, which I don't think it will, but even if it were, They're safe because of the amount of equity that they have. And last but not least, number 5, rents continue to increase. A lot of renters right now are looking at their rents going up every single year. And they're looking at it saying, you know, if I bought a house, I could fix that monthly payment and not have to worry about the payment changing on me in the future. And as they see those rents go up 10, 15, sometimes even more percentage points each year, they're starting to realize that buying a home can sometimes be cheaper than renting right now. So many are looking to stabilize their housing by purchasing a home. Okay, now here's a bonus reason that I have as well. With more inventory, it's gonna bring in more buyers. There's a lot of buyers that I've talked to over the last couple years that have said, Kenton, I just don't wanna get involved in the market because there's either no homes to look at, or they're scared that because there's such few homes, they're gonna get into bidding wars and have to pay way more for the home. That being said, we're also seeing that a lot of buyers are waiting because they see interest rates going up. What I predict is that interest rates, and I've said it on this channel before over the last couple months, is that interest rates are going to go down. They're going to come down, I say, probably around the next 12 to 18 months. So as we start to see interest rates go down and those levels of inventory go up, we are going to see a lot more buyers start to flood back into the market. What does that mean? That means that we have a repeat all over again of 2019 and 2020. And that is where interest rates were lower and we had just enough inventory to satisfy what buyers were looking for. That flood of buyers is what leads to a more frenzied market. And that also gets us back to higher and elevated home prices. This is why I'm telling a lot of my clients right now, take advantage of the increased inventory regardless of interest rates. If you can afford the payment today, there's the future potential of refinancing to lower that payment in the future. Now, we don't want to guarantee that. We don't want to say, hey, if you can't afford it today, don't worry, the payment's going to get lower. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you can afford it today, you have the potential to refinance to a lower interest rate when interest rates possibly come down. But you're still able to lock in a lower price for a home today than what it may be a year, 2 years, or 3 years from now. Again, when inventory starts to go up, you're gonna see more buyers flood into the market. Take advantage of this time. Give me a call if I can help, answer any other questions for you. If you have any comments, comment below. Reach out to me, and if you'd like to get started on the process of getting pre-approved and shopping for a home, let me know. I can help you with the next steps. There you go. That's what I got. Thanks so much for joining me this week. Have a great week.